Facebook land, it's Mira. Do you love my new intro? I am low level obsessed with it. Thank you so much to Leanne Van Epps, my virtual assistant, for helping me put that together. I love the music. I love the pictures. I love the countdown. That helps me get in the groove. And I've got some exciting stuff for you tonight. We're going to see if technology will allow me to do what I want. I am live tonight, which I think most of you guys know I really hate being live because it means that I have to be really prepared. And if everything messes up, I can't just bail. So let's talk about 3 things that every beauty lover wants from their eye makeup. First, eyes that pop, an eye lift, and a more youthful look with no texture. So the colors that you choose can be part of what helps you make that happen. The techniques that you use are also very important, and eye skin prep is critical. Tonight, we're going to go deep into the color choices, and we're going to talk about some things that are going to help you just know as general principles what colors you should be choosing for what kind of looks and occasions. I'm going to give some shade recommendations, and I'm going to teach you how to use a color wheel. So let me get into my notes about the color wheel. Basically, a color wheel is what you need with you all the time. You guys have all seen these before, and I'm going to see if I can get my screen to share the color wheel that I have from my workbook from my favorite makeup artist, Lori Hogue, however you say it. I'm learning my technology again. Hi, Nora, nice to see you watching. If you're watching with me, go ahead and tell me say your questions that you have about makeup, particularly color choices. Go into any application questions you have, and if I don't cover it today, I will be covering it at a future time. So let's see if we can get what we want to get without sharing my entire screen, which would be literally everything. Okay, I am not being able to share what I wanted to, so I'm going to just show you some things, and these may or may not disappear. So the color wheel looks like this. You can do picture in picture right now and go and Google search for a color wheel for me to be able to share with you the information that I want to tell you about tonight. So
I got a little nerdy with the research for this particular topic, and I'm super excited because this is training not only for beauty consultants, but for all beauty lovers who want to be able to know how to do their makeup in different situations, who struggle with making color choices. And really, especially, we all have to become a little bit of a beauty consultant from time to time to that one friend who doesn't wear makeup and who needs us to put her eyeshadow on her for her wedding or a girls' weekend. And there's not enough time to call in the big guns. So let's talk about color. So one of the things you need to pay attention to is what color is the iris of your eye. That's an important one. You also want to pay attention to um, contrasting tones and complementary colors. So let me just get into that a little bit. So your contrasting tones are the ones that are the two pizza slices that are directly across from whatever color your eyes are. So let's start with mine. My eyes are yellow orange. So they're brown, but they have a yellow and an orange. And basically, one of the other things that I did in order to get where I needed to go, where is my notes on this? I went to an article that I will post in this event that talks about the differences between color, tint, and hue, and some other things. And the crux of the matter is that when you're talking about colors, it's the general term for everything that we see. When we're talking about hues, it's referring to the brightest 6 to 12 pure, unpigmented, unmixed pigment families on the color wheels. When you're talking about true colors, you're talking about blue, red, and yellow. And tint is anything that is any hue, any of the 6 to 12 hues on the color wheel that has white added to it. Tone is any pure hue that has gray added to it, and a shade is any pure hue that has black added to it. So I know that that's very abstract, but that's I feel like that's a really good working analogy for what we want to do when we're choosing colors for your eyes. You're going to definitely pay attention to what colors you're putting on your eyes, but you want to pay attention to things like what color is the iris, what tint is the iris, and complementary versus contrasting colors. So my eyes are, you can't very well see this, these are yellow orange. So the colors that are directly across the color wheel for me, the two slices of pizzas that are right across the color wheel for me, is going to be my happiest zone. It's going to be where I get my best color choices. And that's really true because if I had brown eyes that had more orange or more red, then I would pick different colors. I would go with different colors. But right now, the trend is blue makeup. And that means navy blue, and that means blue eyeliner, and that means using a navy to do a smoky eye. And that's a great color choice for me, even when that's not on trend. And it's something that I've worn for a lot of years because it works for me. Also, purple, any kind of a warm purple is a great one for me. And as I'm looking here at my color wheel handout, I really wish I could bring it onto the screen, but you can Google the color wheel and find all of this information. In fact, there may be even more. There's different things within this family that help you know what you're going to pick. Now, I have some very easy, I'm going to go more in depth with eyeshadow placement and with eyeshadow combinations in a different time. But what I do want to talk to you about is cool tones versus warm tones, and about light and bright, how to make your eyes big, how to make them look small. So a general rule of thumb is that if you want to make your eyes look bigger, you're going to use bright, metallic, and Okay, I just lost it. You're gonna use bright and metallic tones and whites. So my eye look today is a fairly basic one. I do have a lot of metallic on, and my eyes, it's making especially this part of my eye come out towards you. So hi Dodie, nice to see you. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is if you are looking at dark tones. Okay, here's where my notes are. I found them. All right, so light tones are going to make dark eyes pop. Dark tones are going to make light eyes pop. So swap them. Do you have dark eyes? Do you have dark brown? Do you have dark blue? Do you have dark green? Or are your eyes more light? Then that's how you want to go with that. That's really basic. And then cool tones versus warm eyeshadow tones. So there's a lot of color draping. There's a lot of things that a lot of us carry around, particularly if you grew up in the 80s or 90s of you have to wear this and you have to wear that. And even though this is also streaming for the Embrace Your Essence clients who are being matched with their colors energetically, one of the things that you want to pay attention to is for cool eyeshadow tones. That's really for women who feel more comfortable in grays and in silvers. So that's going to be my element, which is a fire element. It are warmer tones. That's more golden and bronzy tones. And so you want to pay attention to that. Now, I also have a list of complementary eyeshadow colors that can help with different eye colors. And your general rule of thumb with complementary colors that's super easy to remember is think of sports teams' uniforms. Sport team uniforms are always done in complementary colors. Isn't that easy and kind of fun? So let me go back to my notes because I'm sort of losing my mind. It's Monday. This happens when I do live videos sometimes is I can't always remember where my stuff is. All right, we talked about our color wheel. What color is your iris? We talked about universal tones are made, all tones are made from blue, red, or yellow. Our contrasting tones, I know I was forgetting something. Contrasting tones are the tones that are again, no, we did do that, did we? Are the tones that are mixed from two tones. Man, I can't read my notes. Okay, so your complementary colors, let's go back to complementary colors because I'm comfortable there. Complementary colors are your everyday look colors. And you're going to use your sports team colors to figure out what your complementary colors are. And that's kind of easy because the main shades of eyes, brown, blue, green, and some kind of gray. And those are in almost all sports franchise outfits, what they're wearing with it. So you're paying attention also to the tone of your iris, the undertone of your iris. So there's lots of different factors that can be at play within choosing that. All right, so let's talk about some good single color complementary eye shades. Go ahead and call out your eye color. And I'm going to start with brown eyes. Brown, and then I'll go green, and then I'll go blue, and then I'll go gray. So some single color complementary eye colors. If you want just a quick look, you want one shadow that you're going to wear either all over the eye or in a certain pattern to highlight. The first one for brown eyes, you guessed it, Starry Night. So your Starry Night is one of your navies that's right across the color wheel. Dodie, hazel eyes really are sort of a green brown mix. And you want to pay attention to the undertone because there can be yellow hazel and then there can be more orange hazel. So it depends on what the ratio is. So Starry Night, Moss, which is a beautiful color, Sweet Plum, which is in that plummy but warm purple tone, Espresso, which is a brown, so it's a tone on tone. That's going to look great for brown eyes. And in some cases, for some skin tones, that's also going to be kind of flesh tone. So your green eyes, and this is where I find myself going a lot because of the color of my hazel eyes. is soft heather, which is a really soft purple, golden mauve, sweet plum, frozen iris, mahogany, and merlot are great single color, single shade colors. Now, they're not combinations. Don't necessarily put these together. You may want to play with this depending on what else you have going on. For our blue eyes, for lighter eyes, the recommend tones are rose gold, burnished bronze, shiny penny, hazelnut, dusty rose, and cinnabar. And then for our gray eyes, the lightest eyes, the color of my daughter's eyes, sunlit rose, frozen iris, cashmere haze, soft heather, and hazelnut. And like I said, these are complementary colors that are going to be a quick, easy to use color. You can do any of the tones that you want. And like we talked about before, you're going to use darker tones to minimize or to make look smaller. So if you're somebody who maybe you have kind of buggy eyes where they're very prominent and they look really open all the time, try darker shades in order to make those feel a little bit, to make your eyes a little bit more minimized. Do a smoky look using the colors that are complementary, darker and complementary to your eye tone. And for those of you like me who have deep set hooded eyes, use a lighter, brighter color with some metallic in it. There's kind of an old wives' tale about eyeshadow and no glitter after 40. And that was true when colors weren't as good, when product wasn't as good, and when the glitter was bigger. Now, the way that all product universally is mixed, it's really, really beautiful, and it can have a little bit of a sheen without being full 8th grade craft store glitter. In fact, my 8th grader wouldn't even wear craft store glitter to out in public if I paid her. So I haven't seen any questions about the different things. I think I'm going to give my notes one more peruse to make sure that I got everything. Okay. Oh, the one thing I want to talk about is the reason why, especially for the blue eyeshadow trend, which has started to come up. I'm getting a lot of people being like, ugh, I don't know. The problem is hypersaturation. So when you're using a hypertone, that's going to give you a very saturated, very dense effect. It's very popular for haute couture. It's very popular and editorial for fashion magazines. It might not be right. There's a whole series of things that people could be doing, but it might not be right for what you are doing in any given moment in time. So make sure to look, if you're a beauty consultant in my unit or in a different unit and you are watching this video for training and to know what shades you should stock and suggest, make sure to look for all my training materials, all these supporting materials in my training center on miradunick.com under team training. And if you are a client or customer, make sure to get in touch with your beauty consultant. I will be dropping my Calendly link into this event. And those of you who are watching, whether you watched it live or watched it later, make sure to comment on the video below so that you can be entered into my $100 product giveaway for this month. And this is May 2024. Thank you guys for watching me and playing along with me. I love you guys so much. Bye for now.